What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. It's a Friday morning here. It's going to be a sunny day. What could be better to put you in a good mood for a Friday? Today I'm going to be talking about my 10 most anticipated books for next year. So we're going to go through them fairly quickly. It's only going to be a short video today, but just want to share some of the books I'm looking forward to in 2022. So first off, we've got Steel, which is Instinct number 3 in the series by James Patterson. Now this is another Dylan Reinhardt book. Now you might remember there was a TV show a couple of years ago called Instinct. It starred Alan Cummings, a professor that solves crimes. So in this one he has to go up against an unknown, unseen enemy, which I think is going to be pretty good. Now something a little bit different next up is James Patterson's autobiography, something a little bit different. I don't think he's ever released a book about himself before, so I'll always read an autobiography if it's someone I'm interested in, and I usually don't read a lot of non-fiction, but in this case I'm going to make an exception, and I'm going to be really interested to see what his story is about, how he became the writer he is today, selling 1 billion books, which is just unbelievable. So I'll be getting into that. Now there's no ETA on when that's due to arrive. It's just got next year, that's it. No further details are available, so we'll see how that goes. The next one that I'm most looking forward to by James Patterson is called Shattered. It's the 14th installment in the really successful Detective Michael Bennett series. It's one of my favourite series that he has ever put out. Every time a book like this does get released, my TBR gets pushed aside. Something like this gets shunted straight to the top of the pile. Something like this I'll read in probably 2 or 3 sittings. It is that good, and Detective Michael Bennett is probably my favourite character of James Patterson's. So next, from another of my favourite authors, we've got 2 releases coming in 2022 from Mr. Dean Koontz. The first of which is called, I've got my cheat sheet here, it's called Quicksilver. Now this is about someone who has a special gift and who is pursued by government agents. So any Dean Koontz fan will be familiar with this formula. Protagonists on the run from a government agency who are after their abilities or powers to exploit them and use them for evil deeds. In a nutshell, that's basically the theme the book will take. It's going to be released on the 23rd of Feb next year, so not too long to wait, and I really enjoy reading Koontz's work. Over the years he has just gotten better and better. A couple of recent releases he put out was Devoted and one called Elsewhere. This one was a fantastic read. It was about the multiverse and how that affects things, and it was a top read. So I'm always on the lookout for new Dean Koontz stuff. So that's called Quicksilver. Now he's also got another release coming out called Big Dark Sky as well. Now this is hitting shelves or virtual shelves on the 19th of July. There's no further details whether this is going to be a physical book or whether it's going to stay as a Kindle release on the platform. I don't know, but this one is about, I'll go through the synopsis of this one just so that you can be made aware of it. So, as a girl, Joanna Chase lived on Rustling Willows Ranch in Montana until tragedy upended her life. Now 34 and living in Santa Fe, with only misty memories of the past, she begins to receive pleas by phone, through her TV, in her dreams. And it says, the voice says, "I'm in a dark place, Jojo, please come and help me." Heeding the disturbing appeals, Joanna is compelled to return to Montana and to a strange childhood companion she had long forgotten. Now, she isn't the only one drawn back to the ranch. She finds that people from all walks of life are starting to converge on the property and meet up to unite in a common goal to deal with a hidden enemy. Now, another similar theme Koontz fans will be aware of, something similar I believe happened in Strangers. That was way back in the 90s, and it brought strangers together to unite against a hidden enemy. In that case, I think it was aliens, if memory serves. I should go back and reread that. All right, now what have we got next? 0 Hour by Tom Clancy. It's the 9th Jack Ryan Jr. adventure, and this time we find Jack Ryan in Korea, in the middle of a plot between South Korea and Northern Korean operatives. So an event sets off a chain reaction of violence and mayhem, and Jack is in Korea on a recruiting assignment for the campus, and this is a highly anticipated read for me. There's no ETA on when it's coming next year. I'd say it'll be about mid-year to late next year, but the Jack Ryan Jr. and the Jack Ryan series is probably my favourite thriller series of all time, and shortly I'm going to be releasing a video looking at the series in depth and why you should read it, and yeah, look forward to that one. So that'll be good. And we also have Harlan Coben is releasing a new book in his brand new series, Wild. You might remember that there was, where is it? Last year he released The Boy from the Woods. It featured a bushman who aids in the investigation and finding missing persons and that sort of thing. So this is the follow-up for that. Now it will be released on the 16th of March next year, so again, not too long to wait for that one. So the next one I'm really excited for is a new release by Stephen King collaborating with Richard Chisma. It's a new Wendy book. This one's called Wendy's Final Task. This will be the third one in the series, and this time we see Wendy as a senator who needs to undergo a secret mission to save the world and possibly many other worlds. Now, what gets me excited about this is there's going to be quite a few Dark Tower references, I believe it's rumoured to have, which is awesome. I love all things in the Stephen King multiverse, so I'm really looking forward to this one. Just a quick note on Richard Chisma, if you're not aware who he is, I believe he's still the boss of Cemetery Dance magazine in the States. And if you don't know him, he actually is a really good writer in his own right, and it's no surprise that Stephen King selected him to collaborate on this project. Now, a few years ago I picked up a collection of Richard Chisma's short stories called A Long December, and I remember I mowed through this in no time. The writing style is incredible, the narrative pace is really quick. There's a lot of good stories there. A couple of them stood out to me and resonated with me for a long time after. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the next instalment in Wendy's story. I've really enjoyed those. They're short reads as well, and can't wait, basically. And the last book I want to mention that I'm really looking forward to, it comes out in March next year. It's called The Curfew by Tm Logan. He's a relatively new thriller writer who's been on the scene for about 4 or 5 years now, and some of his previous works include things like 29 Seconds, Lies, and The Catch. He also wrote another one called The Holiday, which I have read on digital format. I don't actually have the physical book, but if you want to compare him to somebody in the genre, if you don't know any of Tm Logan's work, you can compare him to Louise Candlish, who wrote things like The Other Passenger and Our House. Reads very, very quickly, and it's one I won't waste time getting through. And it'll also be one of those books, most of these will actually jump to the top of the pile of my TBR. So that is that. They're the books I'm looking forward to most next year, and in December I'll be putting out my top 20 books of 2021, and I'll be also putting a video out on what my reading plans are for next year as well, which I've got my work cut out for me. It's no joke. This year on Goodreads I undertook the challenge and put 52 books on there. I've exceeded that, which is great, but with the amount of stuff I want to read next year, I'm going to have to put a target in of 80 books. which is a huge ask, but can't be helped. There's just so much I want to read. People have recommended stuff to me that I want to get into, particularly Mike over at Mike's Book Reviews. You've got to check him out. He's a great bloke and does really good reviews and has awesome content on his channel. I've put the link below for you, so check that out. And if you have any feedback, put it in the comments. Let me know what you're reading or what you plan on reading for the rest of the year and next year. And if you want to let me know what you want me to read or what other content you want me to put on the channel, please let me know. But looking forward to another video coming out soon. Until next time, see you later.